Z, you know the chop. I.S.U.P.K. Badness no sir. Let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot gasket steer boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that big straight. Shot misplaced. The key them in your head stop misbehaved. Crack his face. The key never tell us say we lock this place. Which locksmith anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We no take drape up, we no take beat up, we no stay up. And when the next day come, we no change up. My heart them bad as them wake up. Take care boss boy, head top shake up. So tell a pussy hold down violate us. No care where you status, where you take up. Every man a killer till miss a dead face you straight up. Great stuff, one West link bigger than NATO. Man we bust it to NATO. Only man we afraid that are the creator, the maker. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15 and AR rounds. AR-15s and AR rounds. AR-15s and let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot gasket stay boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that lick straight. Shot misplaced. The teeth them in your head stop misbehaved. Crack his face. The key never tell us say we lock this place. Which locksmith anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. Yo, what about the bomber clock to them boy, man? Bad mind never kill them. Suffocate to no pussy. Yo, status. Tell some boys we don't chat us. Anyway, my dogs go in on the street, them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks, pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog we beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad. Hey, but anyway though, this a no playground. The Glock 19, they have to stay round. Nah take no check with me payroll. Anything rise up, play down. Them a send check but they won't. Dog we will make it step if they don't. But at the same old, say them want smoke but the grab a done flame out. A couple gyal a come through. Gyal a WhatsApp what she gonna come to. She a give me tap and she swallow some juice. Gyal a suck cock till me Jonathan blow. Bentley van a come through. Convertible drop top still have a sunroof. The dog them roll strap you want proof. Alright, wanna move. Anyway my dogs go in on the street them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks, pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog they beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad. Jeff say go fuck it up, so we fuck it up. Big up all of me friend them all who me never big up. All who know they ass up, I ain't in a cup. Life shake up, you know me friend but that's how we go. Greenfield say we tough, so we a fi bust. And all who a flip up and a lip up a fill it up. Girl pussy way buff, one give we a fuck. One the pussy bust, one her belly stuff with the fat cock. Nicky me give back shot really. Girl a bad hype up if you're not that pretty. Money say make you know him can't chat silly. Anything we beat we have a fat clock with it. Flick your bad with it, this a chop city. Anywhere we go we a lock that city. Money in a pocket see the fat Billy. Don't come around if you're not family. Anyway my dogs go in on the street them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip dog they beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad.
I.S.U.P.K. Oh, and West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the mission. Daniel get a vision, him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions, come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons, same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is I.S.U.P.K and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have fear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, wheat we no tear. Gun Saddam, my bun, but him and are just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, another first thing. Hey, 400 years they work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and then the doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to a building of a turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to a building of a turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the mission.
Baby, no listen to no fake news, them can't. Could do all it out and them never fake news. Notice I just be a bad bitch, I get forward from with you. But the one you have feel good, girl, them lazy. She never did a pictures, R-rated. Never did a pictures, half naked. Me never did a piggy R ratings, halfway, that's why me give R ratings. She never did a pictures, half naked. Never did a pictures, R-rated. Me never did a piggy R ratings, halfway, that's why me give R ratings. I know every girl a white material. I know every girl forget the juice in my seed bag. I know every girl me trust to cook my food, nor boil my tea, not even put the milk in the cereal. Me like a catty when medieval. When we wash for cook for clean and no fuss. When she hear me get a new girl, I know that me mean when me say me fight me demons. Multiple wife legally, no illegal. Yeah, straight, me go crazy. I know every catty can be my first lady. I know every press plus body done pay fi plus Tatiana no fit in and no Mercedes. When me say oh luxury dolly fi nurse baby, a trouble when luxury dolly turn old lady. So big up every girl we don't lazy. Your body big, but why your mommy donate it? I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R rated. Me never did a fi give her be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She now wait pan money for reach her and donation. She make reach her man donation. 101, but he waste gal a pull her fi leave her man, but she stay strong. She know say them are no friends, them are haters. Them sleep with every man in the acre. Can't get nobody fi stay long and want the advice for relation. Baby no listen to no fake news. Them can't keep a man cause them never stay true. Could do all it out and them never pay dues. Never shut them out and them wicked and cruel, eh? Bag a man a rush but them just a get yours. Everything them have them did a fear blows. Instagram live them nude for the views. Baby that I know you though. Sure, I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R rated. Me never did a fi give her be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. One wish.
Take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got the right at birth, the devil's redefining work.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making though, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was family, view unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy. A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since now, no, not the actor, but the year he's ever not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel. Front lines of 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built.
Like Snort. Gotta be ready for when the war starts. Fighting these battles through life, got us accumulating war scars. Nothing is given. We going through these curses while we living. We soldiers on the mission until the dead in Christ is risen. I thank the Lord for Abba Biggins, Most High in Christ, for all the fallen soldiers that I didn't mention. For all the fallen sisters too, through the years trying to fight back the tears cause we missing you. And I never met Kama War, but I hear stories from the brothers. In the truth, he was a dinosaur. And I know one day we all gotta die. I pray I go honorable like Makata's eye. Fighting through these curses to survive, I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers, fighting through these curses to survive, I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers. It's war at all costs, they killing us off. We holding on to all thoughts, no memories lost. And you can fall for they snare.
Chemistry cards.
Yeah. Are the Matrix. Sham Cheesy. Haratia. When me say U.P.K, U.K. Well anyway. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this pan the ends. Every man a try be the next pan the ends, dog. We fly out and one bends pan the ends, but we die out and more dead pan the ends. Where me come from, you lucky if you live long day in a the war zone, but a no Pakistan. A the place where you juvenile a the big man. Graver you do time, brother, pick one, yo. Man a fi bleach, but I never zone a the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them response. You we dead if you a Christian, devil them strong. Me say, but is a trick done. Them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me kill a them where they a London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. A same struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way I go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance. Hey, boom. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends, but we die out and more dead body them. Once upon a time round ya so did nice, full of vibes. Man a play football, shoes aside. If I no football you like one go shoot your dice. But everything change when me nigga lose him life. Who for crime? A certain black coffee get scrutinized. Check every taxi on the route I drive. Then you to right them two connive. Man have to sleep at the and shoot tonight. And watch your head back, you never know who for time round ya no safe again. Watch out for the hate of them and the traitor them and the fake friend dog the acre tens. No solution for make amends. Babylon says ceasefire, but we nah no fate na them a sake of them. Make the crime rate so great again. And Jamaica red hot like the equator belt of Jamaica bread. Cause you never break no bread. With the ghetto youth them you send the Terminator them, dad. So man a fi whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends, but we die out and more dead pan the ends. Lucky if you live long day in a the war zone, but I know Pakistan is a place where you juvenile a the big man. Graver you do time, brother, pick one, dog. Man a fi bleach, but I never zone a the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them respond. You be dead if you a Christian, devil him strong, eh? A trick done. Them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me kill a them where they a London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. A same struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way I go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance.
Chemistry cards.
Shalom. Hey,
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shabbat. What's going on?
So go on in, Dunga boy. It's two wolves. Is that what you're going by now, sir?
Man, that's my new nickname, Mr. Two Wolves, man.
Two wolves. Ooh
Get me
wee.
on the ends.
What?
Get me on the ends, man. Whether we in Scotland or England, we're still on the ends, man.
That's right.
We got a good show for you tonight.
He's saying we just jump into the first story, see what go
Hold
on.
on one second, let me just turn this up. But listen, we got to talk about that UK trip, man.
Come on.
That UK trip was excellent.
That's
so
right.
first we did what? What was the first thing we did? Scotland. So first we did Scotland. What did we do after that? Right, Albon to luck here.
We did scripture breakdown class in Scotland, the Feast of Tabernacles, came back to England, did the cookout on Saturday. Then we went club in Leicester. Then we're doing Sunday. We did went touring in London. The generals linked up at the camp spot. We took their pictures. The camp spot, Tower, Tower Bridge. We went by Buckingham Palace too. Not for too long, but we went by there too. Yeah, man, it was a blast, man. Monday again, scripture breakdown class in the UK, King Standing. Then a party afterwards. I mean, every day is a party afterwards at the school. Y'all already know.
Every day.
You know that the drinks is flowing, the food's coming out. Y'all already know it's a party anywhere UPK is.
And if we could,
come on.
Everybody came together, man. And it worked. Everybody came together. Everybody put their brick in. Listen, the brothers all came together, done their part. The sisters came together, done their part. Listen, man. There's about six or seven sisters, man. Went all out and hosted the whole nation, man.
That's right.
They went all out cooking from scratch and made sure everybody ate. And listen, there was enough left over, man, for everybody. I was eating that food 3-4 days later, man. So I would have ate some today if it weren't. Where was the food cooked on Monday?
Probably Monday.
I almost ate some today, man. So lucky. I almost would have ate some today.
I had some today. It's still good, man. That mutton was ooh-wee. That mutton was delectable.
Listen, man, that food was real good. And you only get that from the sisters in the ISUPK, man.
That's right.
Try get anybody else to cook for you. It's not gonna work. They all came together. We had food on top of food on top of food on top of food, man. And they all came together. They all put their brick in. Obviously, I'm in the group with the sisters, so I know how they all came together. How they all mapped up a plan. How they all decided what they're gonna cook and how they're gonna do it. Right. Listen, man, the thing was glorious. It worked out, man. Listen, the Lord was with us on that trip, man. The Lord was with us on that trip. Some of the brothers drove to Scotland 6 hours, man. The rest of us flew there. The feast day in King James Castle, we probably left there at maybe 1:30. And then what time did we have to get up to go to the airport? Like 3:30.
God, thereabouts.
It was rough, man, but we did it.
That's
and
right.
hopefully everyone had a whale of a time. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, man. So lucky, go ahead.
Oh God. Then we had Tuesday. We had the Brotherhood class taught by General Mayaka Allah. That was blessed. Then we had, of course, the another feast, another party and drink up at the school after that. And then Wednesday, it was getting all the brothers to the airport and getting them back to the US. Man.
We also had the Hebrew speak on the Monday.
Khan, we had General Hazian let Hebrew speak on the Monday morning. Then the scripture breakdown class later. Then Blackwatch, Slovakia, Blackwatch as well. General YAHANNA's show, man. Hey, that was everything we had in UK was heavy, man. Everything we did, we did that ish to the max.
Listen, we did it first, man. Now you're going to see fake Israelites trying to hold feast days in a castle, man.
Right.
Listen, they're going to be trying to copy what we did. Like Soldier Boy said, man, we did it first, man. We was the first to do it. We was the first to do it, man. How the feast day in the castle. You should have seen us, man. They were serving us wine,
Listen, you see them portions they were serving us, Rabban. That's rich nigga portions that they were serving us, man.
That's
Where
right.
they put the little string bean over the meat or whatever it was. Yeah, where they put the little string bean over the meat. Listen, man.
Mhm.
We was listen, that day, that was the beginning of greatness, man.
That's right.
That's in our future, man. That's how we're gonna be treated in the future. People coming and pouring your wine, man. Listen, they poured the wine properly, like they turned the cup to the side, man. And they
Right.
pour the wine in so it doesn't overflow. Listen, man. I could get used to that treatment. You want that treatment, you serve the Lord, man.
That's
Listen,
right.
you being in the world and being a criminal, you ain't gonna get that treatment, man. Hey, Shalom, so you should have
Yeah, but what's going on out there?
Oh, Captain Meshach still at Edinburgh. He's still in Edinburgh. Yeah, Edinburgh
Yeah,
Castle right now.
listen, I went down into the cellar, brother, and waited till the guards were gone. And I came back out here, and I decided to do, to set up shop and show you that I'm not leaving that place.
Captain Meshach's gonna get squatters' rights, man.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Just look out for a bright sign in the sky 3 fortnights from now. That's the signal. Man. So what's good on? What's good on? What we dealing with? Listen, hold on. First up, give it a hand for UK. Come on, all the generals, all the captains, all the officers, the troopers, the sisters, the kids, everybody. The tires on the damn van had to get a hand for this past weekend, brother. Absolute top shelf performance, top tier performance. Yeah, I mean, it was like a movie. It was like a movie. It was absolutely amazing. I didn't want the shit to end. You know what I mean? It felt too short. It felt way too short, man. Way too short. So you know what I mean? It was really, really, really outstanding for all the brothers and sisters who was able to make it. I know the generals enjoyed themselves thoroughly. You know what I mean? Thoroughly enjoy themselves. And that's, at the end of the day, that's definitely you keeping the feast of the Lord. You know what I mean? Keeping the Lord's feast is very important. And to do it in a location like that is even you know what I mean, even more glorious. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like more glorious to do it in a location like that. It was just above, anything we could ever ask for. You know what I mean? It was absolutely amazing. And the history coming out in that castle, boy. I know Dungabar went through some history, boy. Damn.
Bro, all the history on that Hebrew speak.
Yeah, man. Like it was real, it was a ridiculous thing right there, brother. It was an absolute ridiculous thing to see. You know what I mean? To witness, to understand where, okay, what he was about. You know what I mean? And see that whole family line and shit like that. It's like, go ahead, Dungabar.
And what made it more glorious is when you know the history behind who was running that castle. Like
Right.
once you know the history behind black people ruling Scotland, then when you're there, you look around and you see certain things, and then you see black influence there. Like there's certain little things, they've got rid of most of it, but you still see certain black things there. Like especially when you go in the castle, like when you see all them coat of arms and stuff. Now I've seen Edomite coats of arms, and their coats of arms is basic as could be. Now when you look at the crests of certain families and clans, you can tell which crests and clans belong to black people. Why? Because they will have like lions and bandanas and stuff on theirs. And then when you look at Edomite ones, theirs is just plain and bland. And it lets you know, but it was just good to go there and actually see how black people was living once upon a time. Just imagine once upon a time, a black man was waking up in that castle, and the way we was getting our wine poured, that's how he was getting his wine poured, man.
Oh, man, that was one of the coldest parts, Dungabar. Boy, that was cold as hell, brother. See them devils walking in, turn, and reach over your shoulder, drop the plate, and get up and turn again like it was, damn. I was like, that was a taste of the kingdom, boy. Listen. Yeah, I mean. Go ahead, Dungabar.
Down to the glass they gave us sitting, them luxury wine glasses, and the way they poured the champagne, it was just the way they tilted the cup to the side. And listen, man, them devils look good doing it, man. They was in their rightful position that night, man.
That's
Like
right.
that showed their right. They was in their rightful position that night, and we was in ours, man. Sitting down
Right,
saying, "I need more champagne."
right.
Sitting down saying, "I need more of this beef. I need more of this gravy. Bring me some cheesecake." Listen, it was beautiful that we
Yeah,
was calling the shots, and that's how it's supposed to be. And you only get that from serving the Lord, man.
that's
If you
right.
don't
Rahman,
want to serve the Lord, it's okay. Go ahead, say.
no, I was saying Rahman, if you could pull a video at that part, if you could pull up a video and show people, 'cause I'm not sure if everybody saw what the what it was. You could pull up
Cool.
a video of that part and see see what it is.
Let me see if I can find this.
You know what I mean? But go ahead, Dungabar, please.
And you only get these Edomites to do these things and treat like royalty when you serve the Lord, man. But
That's right.
when you don't serve the Lord, guess what happens? They pull the latch down on that prison door, man, and throw your breakfast pack at you, man. They give you
Yeah.
no duvets, no blankets. They give you scraps and treat you like garbage, man. The prison screws beat you up and attack you and all of those kind of things. That's the flip side when you don't serve the Lord. But when you serve the Lord, these devils will pour you champagne, man. These devils will bring you a plate of food and understand that they're there to serve you. And serving the Lord is so great that everywhere we was going, people was offering us discount, man. Every single place we was going, me and Captain Croft, give Captain Croft your hand. There's a new captain in the UK, so lucky. So now, me and Captain Croft went in the shop. The drink was £4. I think we had £5 to our name. And the guy in the shop was like, "So who are you, lot?" We told him, and he half the price of the drinks, man. He gave us 2 drinks for the price of one. He gave us 2 drinks for the price of one. Everywhere we was going, he was getting discount, man. And it shows when you serve the Lord, other people can see it, man.
That's right.
Other people can see it. Other people can see, well, there's something different about these men to the average men that I usually see. Now, if you want that power, you need to come to 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW, man.
That's right.
Yes, so where you can get all power, man, because people know that you serve the Lord, and they
That's
want to
right.
serve you. Why? Because they're trying to get a favor from the Lord, man.
Right.
Listen. I know where I would rather be. This is what life's supposed to be like, man. I mean, if you don't want this life, I don't know what to say to you. Luck you.
Yeah. Yep. You so right up. You so right about that, brother. You know what I mean? And okay, and what you saying about the the crest and the coat of arms, brother? I mean, if I could, I took a couple of pictures. I took a lot of pictures about in that damn room. And brother, okay, let me see. Hold on. See if I could get you all right here. Okay, this here is the room he was born in. I don't know if everybody able to see it. Right? Is it up on the screen? Okay, this here is the room that King James was born in. And if you look at the top right here on the roof, how it has IR, right? It has IR, right? That's the Latin for, and it has the crown on the top of it. So that's the Latin for Jacobus Rex, right? The Jacobus Rex, where, of course, before, when he was born in, I think, the late 1500s, there was no J, right? Like how we say Jacob. And his name, James, the James is the Latin form of the word Jacob. So his name is really Jacob. So Jacobus Rex. Rex is the Latin for king. You know what I mean? So on the roof of his I guess his bedroom as a baby, they have on the roof there King James. You understand? That's what that part there where it says IR. It says IR with the crown. It means Jacobus Rex. You know what I mean? It got some more. Hold on. Let me slide you all through, because what Dungabar was saying was absolutely right. The when you go actually in the house, the family house part of the castle, the part where everybody was, the crest and stuff that you're seeing, it was absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? Hold on. This is another piece here. This is at the gate. All right, this is down at the gates. As soon as you walk through, this is before the choke, before all the drawbridge. This is right on the drawbridge that they will raise up. You know what I mean? And you see right here, you have the lion crest, because his family knew that they was from the house of Judah.
Right.
Right? The family knew that they were Judites. And on the left and on the right side, these two statues here, one is William Wallace, who is the main character from the movie Braveheart. Right? That is a real person in history. And the other one is Robert the Bruce. Right? Robert the Bruce, who I believe was assisting, the Scots and William Wallace as well. I think he was English, right? Dongaba, Robert the Bruce.
Also, he was Scottish, but he went to war with the English.
He went to war with the English. So down there, they honoring their war heroes. And which one of these was black, if any?
I'm not sure about Robert the Bruce, but I believe William Wallace was.
William, that seems to be my memory. I remember the general saying the way how they depicted him, even with the braids and stuff, and the everything about him was he was the low class and he more than likely black. Robert the Bruce, we had to do a little bit more research with him. I do believe he may have been, but not sure. But more so William Wallace. So that's right at the front of the gates. All right, that's right at the front of the gates. As soon as you're walking in over that bridge, with the lion right over the top. All right, now this one gonna kill you, because I'm walking around with General Kathum and Captain Akkad. You'll give them a hand, Captain I.S.U.P.K. Give them a hand coming through strong, and we watching all the architecture and stuff, and we got to a point right outside the cathedral. When you go up on the top, there's a cathedral up there. And I believe when they burned that castle down, they only left the cathedral back. Right? And outside the cathedral, there's a lion laying down with a shield next to him, like a war shield, not our shield. And on the other side, it's a horse. So I'm talking to Akkad, me and Akkad talking, and it's like, why, what's the significance of the lion and the horse? And of course, Ephraim and Judah and Ephraim, Judah being the lion, Ephraim being the unicorn, but in the battle, Ephraim would ride the horses with the armor of a unicorn. So Akkad was like, damn, I bet they removed that shit. So we walking through, and we go into the family house where they reside in the castle. And Akkad is like, Cap, when you go in that next room, you're gonna lose your mind. I'm more than charged up to figure out what the hell he talking about. Brother, I go in the room, Mark, and this is what I see. Now, I want you all to tell me what it is you're seeing in this coat of arms right here. You know what I mean? If I need to zoom in, let me see if I can zoom in. That's our school shield right there, brother.
Right.
And this is the coat of arms right here, right? Jacobus Primus Britanniae King Jacob the First. You know what I mean? King James the First, is when he went to England and Scotland. Describe that crest, brother.
Come on, so that's a lion in the uniform right there, sir.
You see the horn coming out of the horse.
Come on.
Right here. Now, if you ain't looking for that, it just look like a horse and a lion. You understand? But this is the horn of the unicorn right here.
Right.
Now, he wasn't in the truth. He wasn't fighting for the right of the 12 tribes of Israel, but he knew enough about his people and who he was to make sure that's in his family crest arc.
God.
You understand? Like, that's right there in the damn house. You know what I mean? And it definitely it hit different, because now, okay, you walking through all these historical places and prestigious places or whatever, and all you could think about is these places belong to these oppressors.
Right.
That's all you could think about, is that these belong to these oppressors. But now when you realize that this is your people, this is your people, all this was run by a black man and a black family, it's insane. It's insane. Right there, brother. The unicorn and the lion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Listen, and you notice the fleur de lis is in the shield as well, which was the family crest of of a Judite family. Just like the shield of David was David's family crest.
Come on.
You know what I mean? The fleur de lis, which is, all over our history as well, is also part of our culture. You get the point?
Come on.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely amazing how this thing went, brother. You know what I mean? It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and with the fleur de lis, what you'll find is when you look at all of them royal black families, it's on all of their coat of arms. So most of them would have knew who there was and where they was coming from. You'll see that most of them had the lion on their coat of arms, they had the fleur de lis on their coat of arms, or them French nobles had it. Most of them had the same. I had the book somewhere. I wouldn't even know where to find it right now. But when you look at the crests, all of them had the fleur de lis on their arms. Some of them had the black faces on their coat of arms for their family. So all of them coat of arms, they all look similar, and you can tell the ones which was black families, then you can see when it shifted to Edomite families, you can tell how theirs was all bland and basic. Theirs would just be one color and basic, whereas ours was styled nicely. So okay.
Listen, and if I'm looking for a good picture of it, brother. Forgive me. Hold on. I'm gonna blow your mind too, because only when we went to that castle did I even notice that part. You know what I mean? That what's called that? The crest. You know what I mean? And there's a room with a whole ton other family crests from his mother's brothers and sisters and his father's brothers and sisters. There's another room with that all these crests on the wall. There's the whole lineage from his father all the way up to him. When I say his father, I mean in King James the First. Remember, he was the King James the sixth of Scots, the first of England. So it shows you the whole lineage all the way up. And I mean, the thing is absolutely is amazing to see. But if there's another picture I'm looking for here, when you'll see this, I mean, that's how I know for sure. This is not how I know, but more proof that the UPK is definitely the home and the truth and the house of the Lord.
That's right.
Bear with me one. Bear with me one. Bear with me one. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Anything else you want to bring out, Dunbar?
And how the Stuarts got the family is they was stewards for Robert the Bruce. So then the first man in the lineage was called Walter Stewart. I believe he married Robert the Bruce's daughter. Robert the Bruce had a son. I believe his name was David. His son died. So then, because Robert the Bruce had no heirs, that's how the Stuarts got the throne. So they got the throne. So I believe it went from Walter Stewart to maybe Robert, then Robert II. And then after that, you had the list of James. So that's how they got to rule over Scotland. So they was ruling over Scotland basically from then. And they was ruling over Scotland great. But what you had was there was always fighting with the English. So there was fighting with the English kings. The English kings would invade Scotland. And what happened is Henry VIII now. What did Henry VIII do now? Henry VIII had a son called... No, when it came to King James, Henry VIII had a son called Edward. So Mary Queen of Scots was a baby at the time. So what Henry VIII did, he stormed Scotland.
Mary is James' mother, right?
Can't say.
Okay.
So Henry VIII, he stormed Scotland, and he started making ultimatums and threatening them and saying, this Princess Mary Queen of Scots is going to marry my son Edward. And the reason he done that, why? Because he wanted Scotland under English rule from back then. So that's what he wanted. But what happened is, Mary Queen of Scots, she didn't marry Edward. As she got older, she married the Prince of France, who was about to be king. So once he became king, I think he died after 2 years. They had no kids. And then that's why she came back to Scotland. And then she married King James' father. Can't say.
Right. Definitely. Yep. So I want to believe Robert the Bruce. I want to believe Robert the Bruce may have been black as well. And I'm going to definitely try to find that out.
Can't say.
I
I
want to
think with
believe so.
Robert the Bruce, the reason why like they had a statue of him and people saying he's racist and tore the statue down, but the reason people say that is because Robert the Bruce's racism wasn't a colour thing. He just hated the English because of what they was doing to Scotland. So
Which is,
people
and
kind of
that's really what's what kept the wars going. One wanted power, and the other one wanted freedom.
can't say.
You know what I mean, or independence, so to speak. Wanted to stay separate and independent. If I could just interject this here, Dunga, I know you all remember this. This was the logo for the 53rd Passover in Florida, and just like King James crest, Judah on one side, Ephraim on the other side, the same horse with the unicorn, and that's the armor. Not that we believe in unicorns and stuff like that. A unicorn, for anybody who unsure about it, is a goat with one horn. And what happens? How goats have two horns. Sometimes a goat is born with a horn that's twisted like a braid. And if you've ever seen it, it looks like somebody took the damn horns on the goat and braided it together, just like the braids we wear. You understand?
Right.
So that's when they say the Ephraim is a unicorn. It's talking about that goat or that sheep with that one horn that's braided together. You know what I mean? That looks so cold together. It's twisted around together, or it's fused. I believe that's the better word for it. The horn is fused. Let me see if I could find a picture. And there's many examples of it. A lot, people don't know, of course, because we move so far away from getting our own food and growing our own food. So when people see it, when people hear the breakdown, they don't really know what we're talking about. But anybody who's been around animals and stuff, they would know this is what it looks like here. You see, this is a sheep or a lamb, whatever you want to call it, and you see it's two horns. If you look, it's two, but it's fused together. And sometimes it grows like that, like two fingers coming together, or sometimes it twists around like a braid. So this is Ephraim. This is Ephraim. The Lord's favorite animal is a sheep, and in the sheep is a sheep with a horn that's braided, and he finds this thing absolutely beautiful, like the tribe of Ephraim. You get the point? That's who Ephraim is. Now, historically, in battle, it'll tell you that Ephraim would ride horses with the armor covering the horse's face and with a horn coming out on the armor. It would be the armor of the horse representing, of course, the tribe. You get the point?
Right.
And of course, people take the fantasy thing and take the unicorns from that, but it's not that Ephraim is a fantasy horse that comes from the sky or anything like that. It's representative of the Lord's favorite animal that's peculiar. That this one is different because his horn is braided together and he look outstanding with this thing here. And there's so many other images of them. You can look them up on your own. But there's so many other examples of them where they braid it together. Some of them is on one side. Some of them is on, they braid it and coming down the outside of the damn goat. I'm looking for some more. But it's rare, but it happens. It's very rare, but it definitely happens more than you would think. You see another one here. Hold up. All right, hold on. This is another one here. See it?
Come on.
You know what I mean? This is another one here where they have that thing and it's peculiar. It's a strange thing. It's not a regular beauty. You understand? Ephraim in riding into battle would get the horses and ride into battle with the horse armor. And put armor on the horses. You could find that, I believe, in Kings or Chronicles, where Israelites would put armor on the horse. You know what I mean? And Ephraim's own would have, a horn on the armor. You get the point? Hold on. Let me show you. This is out of this is armor that they actually have on display in different museums and different medieval memorials. All right, you see, they would have the horn. They would have that horn on the armor, and that's symbolizing Ephraim, right? You could find many examples with with those that design for the horse's armor. See if I see anyone that's a little bit more pronounced than that. Hold on. You know what I mean? So it's not this is not some mythical creature and something that was made up. This is not that situation at all. This is just the history of our people. Hold on. All right.
Right.
Did I do it right? Right. You see all in the background there in the window. If you look in the window in the background here is weapons from medieval time. This is armor. There's armor on the horse's ears, armor, going down the bridge of the nose bridge of the horse. And then there's this one horn. You understand? And Ephraim would ride into battle with that as the armor. So now, of course, in Florida, I know those of you all who remember coming on to that glorious Florida Passover.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That Passover in Florida was outstanding. This was the theme and the logo that we had representing that particular Passover. You understand? That we definitely had that in there, where the house of Judah and the house of Israel would be united, like the scripture says in Ezekiel. You know what I mean? Like the two houses would be united again, because of course the history after Solomon, where the kingdom was split, where the Lord rent the kingdom into two. You know what I mean? As our punishment. But this was our Passover logo for the 53rd Passover, right? 2022. And now you come in 2023, you go over to King James Castle, the family castle in Edinburgh, Scotland, on the other side of the earth, and you see this on his family crest, with Judah on one side and Ephraim on the other side. Undoubtedly. I mean, that is insane. Huh? That is absolutely insane. You know what I mean? That is absolutely insane. And the Lord for sure allow us to see all these things. You know what I mean? Anybody want to jump in? Please.
Come on, so like if I could, I just had the photos of them serving us from the castle, sir.
Oh yeah, come on with it, Art.
We go ahead and share these. Let me get this one right here. Is that coming through? Yeah. We got these, I got circle. Let's share this one. And then I got this video as well.
Yeah, man. Them little kids getting served.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, them babies will remember that, boy. What the picture with them standing in the back with the damn plates? You have that one?
Let's see. This one of these.
You know what I mean? If not, I'm gonna see if I could pull it from the video. You know what I mean? And to what to all y'all who logged in on that damn video, brother. It was, so ridiculous, the amount of views, viewers in there watching us get down in that castle, for the Feast of Tabernacles, man, honoring the Lord's, the Lord's wishes, honoring his whole, his culture, his way, his Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? Let me see if I could find it myself, Rob.
Come on.
Listen, man, you should have been there, man. I'm telling you, it was great. Nothing like this has never been done before, man.
Mm-hmm.
Black man in the castle drinking champagne, man. Drinking champagne, keeping the Lord's feast day, man.
Right.
It was excellent. The layout was excellent, man. The service was excellent. Listen, we loved it. Scotland's actually Edinburgh's actually a nice city, minus all the hills, man. Listen, I was surprised the van made it up the hill, man. There was one stage I thought the van was gonna come right back down the hill. That's how steep it is out there, man.
Right.
It was a steep.
Well, that's that part, That's just that little part that we were in. But that area, Edinburgh, that's pretty flat. You know what I mean? But that part where we were in there, remember that shit is on a volcano. That shit is at the top of a volcano, brother. So you're really on, you're on top of peak with that one. You dig?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's slowing up on my end. How is it looking with you?
I think it's too low.
Seems like it's slowing up a little bit on my end.
Yeah, it's slowing down a little bit.
It is?
Come on.
Okay, no sweat. I trying to get the part with them coming and serving that food, brother. I see one heathen serving.
I've got a part where they serve the generals. It was about 1 hour, 8 minutes and 45.
108:45.
Okay.
All right, let's see if we can get there. That's glorious right there, bro. That's really Lord a hand for that, bro. Really Lord a hand for that, brother. That's absolutely glorious right there, bro. And then they walk down the aisle and get dismissed. Brother, when I saw that shit, I immediately thought of that scene in Django. You know that scene in Django where that the actor, the devil, Leonardo DiCaprio, he's there and he have the Israelites serving him. And he's sitting in his, in his glee, in his power. That's what I thought of, brother, as they came in there serving. You know what I mean? They came up in there serving us like they needed to. You know what I mean? And this is it here, bro. Hold up, Rob. They're gonna come on in this thing. Let me see if I could clear this thing up for you. Hold up. Make this thing look nice and sharp. Bear with me. Is it freezing out? Did it drop, or you're able to see?
It's just loading. The thing spinning.
I can get it to play on my side. It might be a bit smoother if you know.
Okay, I think this is where we lost it a little bit because now it's back up with the I don't know if you remember we had some Wi-Fi problems too. We're so high up on top of that damn mountain.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hold up. It might be right there. If I can get after this, Rob, and I think you might have to. So this is them here, brother. This, serving and disappearing. Picking up napkins that fell off the table, putting it back and disappearing. Do you need anything else, sir? Is that? Do you need more wine, sir? Do you need how is your lamb, sir? Brother, go put on purple or white or whatever the hell you want.
Right.
I'll put on the clothing of the Lord.
Right.
That's
You know what I mean? I will put on the clothing of the Lord, brother. Insane. Absolutely insane. Any more, Robin? Any more pictures or anything?
blah. I think that's about it.
Listen, y'all stay tuned. Y'all go subscribe to Commander YAHANNA channel. Go subscribe to the UK channel on Facebook as well. We're gonna dump all them photos of us in that castle all over the place.
Right.
And okay, it seemed like them oppressors over there, they saw black people. We were a rarity in Edinburgh. From the airport, from the time you land in the airport going through the damn thing, we was an absolute rarity in Edinburgh. And now once you get up in the city and get up to that damn castle, brother, it was even more of a rarity. It's down there like we there to see the castle. They coming to ask us about the shield, about the fringes. What does this mean? What does that mean? You know what I mean? A few of them stuff, General Kathumgaba, while we was in King James, the family house. And I mean, really was like, where you're from and Israel, and they're trying to claim Jewish thing too, but you could tell they're looking at us and they know, okay, these is the real ones. These here is the real ones. Like we were a spectacle in a spectacle.
Right.
Like people there to see the castle, but when they see us walking through, it's like, oh, what y'all doing here?
God.
You know what I mean? The place is so goddamn white. You know what I mean? Yo, jump in, man.
Come on.
I think when I was there, I only seen a handful of other black people, maybe two. I think I seen maybe two at a push. But when we was in the King James Castle, like all the Edomites was looking at us crazy because I had on the hoodie where it says King James was a black man. So I could see
me too.
I could see them reading the hoodie. Well, I seen a woman go to her husband. She's mumbled it to her husband. It says King James was a black man, and he's looked over in his kind of side as to say, what are they on about? But listen, man, we got books which tells us King James was a black man, which is written by their scholars, man. Ain't written by obviously. Listen, all of their scholars write in the records that King James was of dark complexion, and the Stuarts was a black family line from the Black Douglases on downwards. So this is in their books. The thing is, they just haven't done the research. So instead of them sniggering and turning their nose up at us, they should just ask, man, and they can get the history.
Right.
Just ask, we'll give you the history on the spot, man. We'll tell you what books to buy. When we was there, me and Hakayan, we found the library. So we found the library, man. We were sitting there. They had some good books, decent prices in that library as well. Like I realized that if you want Dark Ages books and all of those kind of books, you have to actually go to libraries, because in most of those libraries nowadays they don't know what those books are worth until what happens is we get our hands on them books, we read 2 pages out the books, the price goes up by at least £200 overnight, man, because everyone's rushing to get it. So yeah, man. Some of them libraries, they got some decent books in there where they don't know the value of them. So you have to go there, look through them, and see which ones you like. They had a whole medieval section in there, man. We was in there. I wanted to stay in there the whole day, but obviously we had things to do. So yeah.
That's the same experience I had. Like it's damn near you want to stay and learn more and see more. But boy, it's it's a little bit rough. You know what I mean, to make that movement. You know what I mean, but it was an outstanding event. Just being there. The city is ridiculous with the architecture. That medieval architecture is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? I believe some of the history of the castle, they use that history in certain shows. I think Game of Thrones was one of them. I think the whole premise for that red wedding, that red wedding, everybody remember where that dude called everybody in and just lay everybody out. I think the whole premise from that red wedding comes from one of the histories in that castle. You know what I mean? So it was amazing to see, and just knowing that, as you say, Damgobas, you know, black people in there, it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference for you to go see it. It makes an absolute, you know, huge difference.
So, like you say,
Yeah, go ahead.
when you was there, did you like manage to go down to the prison that they had in there?
I didn't get to go down there, but that's where I hid though. That's where I was hiding. Well, I didn't get to go see it. I saw where it was. I meant to come back down and check it out. But tell me about it.
You know what, bro? Alban, can you remember much about it?
Yeah, we just had I got some videos of it.
You got videos of it. It looked like hammocks, man. It looked like they were sleeping on hammocks.
Sleeping on hammocks. And
They had all the cells down there. I think that was where they used to hold the prisoners and so forth. So yeah, it actually looks like a proper prison. But I think though the castle's that big, I don't think we've seen half of it.
Yeah. I think that there's more things under where we was walking. It seemed like there was more stuff under where we walked, and then certain places we couldn't go into. Yeah. You know what I mean? There were certain places you just had to stay outside and watch. You couldn't go up in there. You know what I mean?
And I think
it was an outstanding event. Go ahead,
There's so much things in there because there's meant to be a part which was dedicated to Mary Queen of Scots, but we was looking for it, but we couldn't find it. So we couldn't find it at all. And there's tons of other stuff which is dedicated to certain kings, but we couldn't find it at all. The castle was so big that this side would take you probably an hour to look through, then the next side an hour. So yeah, we kind of got to see none of it. So that Edinburgh Castle is a place where we're definitely gonna have to go one day again with the camera to get everything. Because I feel like
definitely
about 30% of it, if that.
If that. I mean, I think I saw that part with Mary the Queen of Scots. That's in the. That day was in the house where they were.
Nah, we didn't. We never made it to the house. I think we made it to the bar though, at Alban. Remember that little bar we made it to?
God.
We made it to some bar instead. So lucky.
Listen, that's always good to stop for libations.
Right.
Libations is important. You know what I mean? Libations is absolutely important.
Did y'all want me to pull the video of like the prison area?
Yeah, you can. You definitely can.
Come on. Get that right here.
For killing William Wallace. Should I put him down here? Killing Edward the First. No, for killing William Wallace. Should put Edward the First, which was a king of England, down here. Yeah, should have. But unfortunately for them, Edward the First killed William the Wallace. He courted him.
Listen, this is exclusive footage right here.
Alban's showing them the
for killing William Wallace.
Alban's showing them the behind the scenes. That's the behind the scenes.
Jesus.
I was saying, I don't think Shamgar would make it in these prisons. He ain't fitting on no damn hammock. So like
some good bread, you know.
I said, Shamgar better obey the Lord and land.
Damn, these are the beds. These are the beds. Shamgar, you can't fit in these.
Those dominoes.
Oh, you better obey the Lord and land.
They're not playing dominoes.
Fit in these. These are
what are those?
the beds.
Those are dominoes.
You know that game was lit down there. You know that Israelites playing that.
Right.
You know that game had to be lit down there, bro.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, you can't fit in these. Oh, you better obey the Lord and land, sir. So lucky you ain't gonna make it in here.
That's it, man.
Yeah, man, they had the whole, they had cells and everything down there. So now, instead of having people in the cells, they had like mannequins in the cells now to let you know how it was. So they had like 2 people to a cell. The cells were tiny. It looked a little inhumane down there. They had all the hammocks, and back then they had the hammocks and the beds. They had everything in that castle, man. But in that castle, that would have been for high profile prisoners. Like you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
That would be for someone that tried to kill the king or whatever. Like you wouldn't have some small time prisoner down there. What you would have down there is big prisoners. Like what's that man's name that tried to steal the crown jewels? What's his name? I think he tried to steal the crown jewels. I think his name might have been Thomas Blood. Google it right on Thomas Blood.
Come on.
He made friends with the guard, and I believe he stabbed the guard and tried to steal the crown jewels. So
Damn.
with him, I believe this was during the time. It might have been King Charles or one of them. They rated this. They said he was so courageous that instead of killing him, they ended up giving him land. I believe. Let me see if this is the same one.
Let me see.
I know he stabbed up the prison guard and robbed the jewels. He didn't make it far though. Yeah, go ahead.
Says Charles II allowed the crown jewels to be shown to members of the public for a viewing fee paid to a custodian who looked after the jewels at the Tower of London. In 1671, Thomas Blood was the first and only man who attempted to steal them.
And Thomas Blood was the only man who attempted to steal them. This man tried to steal the crown jewels, man. Is there any more?
He wasn't playing. He was ambitious. That was an ambitious Negro.
And they gave him land. They gave him land for having that courage.
It says, after that, the crown jewels were kept under armed guard in a part of the tower known as the Jewel House. Let me see if it tells about the land.
But Noy made friends with the guard and stabbed him up. It might not say.
I don't think it says. Let me see.
And on the which king was that?
It said Charles II.
So that's Charles II, man. Charles II was also black. I got, fortunately enough, I got the book right here, where it lets you know this is a little excerpt from the book. Nice to give you it says, in appearance, the Motteville describes Charles at this time as very well made. His swarthy complexion agreed well with his large bright eyes. So she called King Charles swarthy, man. This is Charles II. She goes his swarthy complexion. Now, on the next page, there's a... Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. So now, there's a woman. Now, this book here is about Charles II's contemporaries, about people who actually lived around the time that he lived, who actually wrote about him. And now there's a woman who they was going to bring to be a wife of Charles II, but obviously she weren't interested. So this is what she said. She said, she goes, Montpensier, daughter of Gaston, Duke Orleans and cousin of Louis XIV, was selected by Henrietta Maria as a fitting wife for Prince Charles, and while objecting to the match and to Henrietta's methods, the lady condescends to say of her royal suitor, he is tall for his age, with a beautiful head, black hair, a swarthy complexion, and a tolerable figure. So this is 2 contemporaries of Charles II saying that he was swarthy in complexion, man. And suave is another word for black.
For
and
black
this was
and
Charles
dark
II.
skin. Yep. I think
Charles
that's
II,
what it... Go ahead, Slaki. No, go ahead,
Charles II is the grandson of King James, man. Charles II is the son. King James had a son called Charles I, who had a son called Charles II. And this is 2 contemporaries saying he was swarthy, Slaki said.
Yeah. And that swath is where Stuart come from, I believe, right?
Come on, say. So that's 2 contemporaries you got there, man, saying the same thing, because all of them kings that ruled Scotland were black men.
Right.
Like if you look at the the black nobility of Scotland. You'll see that all of them were dark skinned. It will let you know that what the Highlanders were black. So when you go to Scotland and you see the Highlands, they'll let you know that the Highlanders were black. That's what it will let you know. And the Highlanders used to always fight with the Lowlanders, and then the Angles started moving all the way into Scotland and to Ireland and all of them places. So listen, man, when you go back, most of the majority of them was dark skinned people. And you can see that from the coat of arms, or you can see that from their origins, man. You can see that most of them used to fight for the Roman Empire. So they used to have citizenship in other countries. So they would have citizenship in Europe. So now the ones that had citizenship in Germany, who was fighting for the Romans, once the Romans fell, they then came from Germany to England. So when you look up the Anglo-Saxon, their start you would see is in Germany. But once you actually know the history, that they was placed there by the Romans, then you know, all right, these was Israelites who was placed there by the Romans.
Right.
But obviously, this is why you got to get in these ISUPK classes to connect the dots, man. Or you're going to believe the Germans are you're going to believe them Anglo-Saxons are German Edomites, man. That's what you're going to believe. Unless you're in these classes, like you say.
Don't go by you. The one how to come. You the one how to help them out. I think they could keep up with it all. You got to spoon feed them. You got to spoon feed them all, brother. Yeah.
I'm onto it, sir.
Yeah, man. Like it was definitely worth the ticket. It was worth the wait in the airport. It was worth everything.
That's right.
It was worth it all. It was, it was so much more to see. It was so much more to see. You know what I mean? It's the thing is outstanding. I'm not gonna lie, and it's well kept. It's very well kept. And then there's a whole history with the castle of how many times they try to take it. You know what I mean? How many times they try to take it. The whole structure, the front of the castle, you couldn't get to it from the sides unless you scale the walls, which I think a couple of them did a few times. But that's the only way they could take it. They try to take it from the front. And they have a whole funnel where they just funnel you into and cut the two gates off and slaughter you in that breach right there. And they call that area the choke. You know what I mean? Where they would just keep you there. And it's a bloodbath. You're not getting out. You're not getting out alive. You know what I mean? You're not getting out alive. So, you know what I mean? It's insane.
So you know what? There's loads of other sites. There's meant to be. So now I think they got loads of sites in Scotland, but we were so busy we didn't get to check most of them. We got to go to the castle, and we even got to keep the feast there, man. No one else ain't done that. It was glorious, man. The pictures. Wait until all the pictures come out, because there's still tons of pictures. There's tons of videos that nobody's seen yet, but you're gonna see them soon. Listen, man. Raban was working hard, man, on that camera, man. Raban's got video footage and pictures for days, man. Just wait on it.
Listen, get Raban a hand. Raban is the MVP, brother. Raban is the MVP, bro. Everywhere you turn, Raban was the MVP. Yeah, I mean, going all over, catching every goddamn thing, taking pictures of everything. Half of that, y'all would not see no broadcast if it wasn't for Raban.
Right.
Raban come up there with the Wi-Fi on his backpack. The Wi-Fi was in Raban's backpack, brother. The castle don't got no Wi-Fi.
Damn.
Raban, I told Raban that 9 days before the damn feast day, Raban researched and figured it out and came up there with a contraption, and y'all got to see what was going on. Cool. You know what I mean? Raban was outstanding for the entire trip, but even up until today, hell, Raban was still working. So, but that's life in the UPK. You know what I mean? That's right. Absolute life in the UPK, man. We love it, man. We love it. We love this house, man. We love the work to put in. We love to, you know, the opportunity to bring all the truth of the Lord and get this shit, you know, where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Get this shit where it needs to be. So listen, man, y'all come on in, man. Y'all watching online. Y'all on the fringe. Y'all ain't sure which way to go, man. Come sit in that class, 394 Lodge Road, man. Come sit in that class and ask your questions and get your questions answered. You know what I mean? We have a question, we have an answer for every question of yours. Every single question of yours, you're going to get your answer. Come sit in that class and get taught. Learn your history, learn your identity, learn your heritage. You know what I mean? You're going to see things that's just totally amazing. And for sure, we in the last days, brother. We very close to the last days. They say yes, not yesterday. It was Monday or Wednesday. I forget what day this week. The U.S. federal government was doing a nationwide alarm alert system on TV, radio, cell phone, and computer all at the same time. Well, what is you preparing for, white man? What are you preparing for? Damn, devil.
Right.
What on earth are you preparing for? I don't know. But whatever it is, you wanna be able to, alert everybody at the same time about what's going on. I don't know. But Israel, get ready. Get ready. The time is at hand. You know what I mean? The time is at hand. So what we doing? What else we got going on?
We got some stories to get
The brother
into.
got some stories. Yeah, the brother got a few stories.
God, let me play. See one wild one. I think it must be these damn Hamites on some wild shit. Like, I don't even know if y'all want to see this. This is R-rated.
Hold on. No. You gotta remember, Rob, they're gonna clip it if it's too much.
Nah, it ain't too much.
They're gonna cut the whole episode.
It's just a
I'm trying to tell you, they're gonna clip the thing if it's way too much. Don't go by. I don't know if you checked out the video. You checked out the video?
Which one is it? Like, I don't think I've seen it. Which one is it?
This is this Hamite with a beer bottle. And
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
The song's bad enough already. A Hamite with a beer bottle, and there's no beer involved.
No, it's got.
Let me guess. There's no beer involved.
There's beer involved, but
somehow I feel you should skip this one. Somehow I think you should just skip this one. And that's that. Listen, you're gonna risk them cutting this whole tape with all this King James shit we bring out for some Hamites and a beer bottle. Nah. Send that tape to IUIC. They may like that shit.
Right. Cut it on card. All right, let me try this one right here. This is from a podcast. All right, let me share screen, and it will be this one right here.
I'm a black man, can I say that? You're not black. Don't make me go fucking crazy on this mic. Well, you don't class me as a black person because I'm light skinned. But you are like, see your whole facial structure like, you are facial structure like a proper like. A proper what? I need to hear this. Caucasian. I'm gonna slap that weed out. Slap the weed out onto the floor, you know. Put the mountains of caucus. That is a Slavic baby.
But I don't care what this baby's name is. This baby.
Yeah, they explain what's going on here to Maraban. I don't understand.
That is called.
Oh God, I think basically it's colorism. So because the brother is light skinned, they don't not class him as black.
Yeah, pull it back to where it is, so we can see. We don't want to see Cat Williams. You could pause it right there. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta play it. So okay, so this is some podcast somewhere, and I'm guessing this is in England, right? And one guy is telling the other one that he's not black because, of course, he's light skinned.
Right.
Right? And the other one, I guess, he thinks he's black because he's dark skinned. Yeah, and neither one matters, right? We don't even know if these is Israelites at all. These could be two Hamites or two white men. You know what I mean? Is this a popular podcast?
The brothers say.
Say again?
The brothers say.
They're both brothers?
Yeah, come sir.
So they're just going on the whole colorism thing.
Come sir.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they like to joke about, and you know that floats their boat, then fine. You know what I mean? Let them do that thing. But it's just a ridiculous thing to talk about with the light skin and the dark skin. You know what I mean? It's very heathenistic Even the East Indians do the same thing, where they have a caste system. You all know about that, the caste system?
Come on, sir.
You know what I mean? Where the dark-skinned East Indians are placed lower down the totem pole than the light-skinned East Indians.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And they have a caste system, you know, amongst themselves. You know what I mean? They even had they had something called the Corella breast tax. You could Google that up. The Corella breast tax. Because Rob, and see if you could Google it and read a little bit about it. Right?
So
it's a place called, I think it's Corella or Corella.
Okay, Kerala.
Corella breast tax.
Okay, the breast tax that wasn't some. Okay, I got it here. And if I okay, I'll stop sharing. Share again. So it says here a story from Kerala folklore that captivated public attention in recent times is that of a lower caste woman chopping her breasts off and handing them over to a tax collector in defiance of the breast tax. Or
right? No, they're gonna say this is folklore because of the shame and the embarrassment they suffered when the history on this thing came out. But this is not folklore. This is what was happening. And this heathen, she was tired of the goddamn tax. All right, and it was mainly placed on the low caste women. And now you will see where, you know, even in the East Indians, they practice white supremacy. They really white supremacists. They practice white supremacy, and you could see it. And this thing really has implications for us as well. Go ahead.
Khan. This tax, as some accounts suggested, was levied to ensure that lower caste women could not afford to cover their breasts. Then it reads that there was a tax on lower caste women in the early centuries in parts of Kerala is a fact. But that it meant to prevent them from covering their breasts in particular seems a bit far-fetched. Even as royal women, including queens, did not cover their breasts in those days. And it says...
Keep reading that.
Not until the 1860s, says Manu Pillai, historian and author. What the upper castes carried instead was a shoulder cloth denoting to their exalted stature.
Right. So stop right there. You're familiar with how the East Indian woman would dress with, you know, they call it a sari. Right? That sari was like a wrap around the waist, and then it wraps up the middle of their body is open. And then it wraps around their breast and goes over their shoulder. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so that's what they're talking about with the high class women, how that's what they would wear. The lower class women would have to pay a tax to be able to cover their breasts. And if they could not pay the tax, they had to walk around topless. So in essence, once you poor, you had to be naked or a whore, which when you look at our community, that's what they force on us.
Right.
You understand? That's what they push on us. They push that our women, our young women coming out of the ghettos, coming out of the estates, coming out of the barrios and the reservations should walk around naked. And only those who come from families closer to them would be dressed proper. Right? And they would have everything out of it. And it was this one heathen was tired of it and cut her breast out and gave it to the damn tax person, saying she was tired of this shit. I think either she died or was close to dying after. But they know this is fact. This is what they do. But they turn around and act like, you know, this is just a folklore. It's not real. It's not this. Nah, it was very real. It was very real. Keep going. Any more on it?
So it says, before the British imposed their Victorian morality on the region, covering the torso was not seen as a mark of modesty or virtue for men and women. Continues Pillai, an illustration of the Dutch traveler Johan Nieuwhof
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I think this Dutch traveler, she was showing how they would dress. You can look it up. There's something called the Corella breast stacks. If you subscribe to ISUPK Trinidad and Tobago, go check it out. I did a video on this about 5 years ago. Went through the whole history of it. Showed there was a whole rebellion behind this tax act where they started burning the churches.
God.
They started burning the churches from it, right? The Corella breast tax is something absolutely real, and it's rooted in the caste system, in the East Indian caste system, where the darker skinned ones are lower in class, the lighter skinned ones are higher in class. You know what I mean?
God.
So that there is absolute, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous custom to have. Now I know in Israel we joke around. We joke around with it and call a nigga darkness, or say he burnt or he crispy, and then put the meme with the albino lion when he roar, he's singing like Jodeci, and say this is how light-skinned lions roar. Like, we joke about it back and forth, but there's a very real implication of that same gesture and joking and jesting in the real world.
Right.
There's a very real implication of this in the real world. You see it with in the music industry. You see it in the movies where the lead character is lighter skin or light skin, and the villain would always be darker skin or casted as dark.
Right.
You get the point? They would always do that in groups, music groups. They always single out or push the one who is lighter skinned, right? And you start just thinking this person is just that's just their raw talent. But it's not just that. You look at that music group that Beyonce was with, I forget their name.
Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child, right? Where she would have been that one. You get the point? And out of that Destiny's Child, you had her and the other one who was darker skin called Kelly Rowland. You understand? You have the two young boys who sing Black Beatles. Ray Shremmerd. One is dark skin, one is light skin. They start pushing the other one. They start pushing the light skin one.
Right.
Old school people remember Kid and Play. Everybody remember Kid and Play. One was high, like real light skin, kind of high yellow. One was dark skin. Everybody remembered him. You get the point? Like, that's what Esau does. It's a heathenistic way to separate us and make us feel inferior or superior to each other, when that's not at all biblical or right in the spirit of the Lord. The Bible said, give me Jeremiah 17:9 real quick.
Come on, sir.
Right, that practice is not at all our culture or our custom.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9.
So like it, Jeremiah 12:9.
12:9. Come. Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
Say it again.
Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
Right, a speckled bird is a bird that's many shades of brown. That's what a speckled bird is. And he said, my heritage, my people are unto me like a speckled bird. Beautiful bird, is colorful, and it's many different shades of brown.
Right.
Many different shades, many different colors. That's who we are. We are people of many different colors, and our what you would see as light skin and dark skin does not determine anything in a hierarchy. We don't have that. Your hierarchy comes through one thing and one thing only. What's that?
So say that again, sir.
I said the hierarchy would come through one thing and one thing only.
Meaning the seed of your father?
That's it, the bloodline. That's the only thing that matters. That bloodline.
Right.
You know what I mean? That bloodline is the only thing that matters. You know what I mean? Not light skin and dark skin and all that dumb shit. That old carnal, lustful shit. Because that's really what it turns into. Something carnal and lustful. It's really silly and stupid. Yeah, and really immature. It really shows the maturity level that you're at. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, these Hamites coming into England on the ends in the Senegal and Cameroon and Nigeria, and whether they're light skin or dark skin, they're taken to hell over.
Right.
They're taken to hell over. But you got time to talk about somebody who has Caucasian features. You're silly. You're stupid. You're stupid man. You know what I mean? You just really have nothing better to do. Really need to give me a goddamn podcast.
That's
That's what you need to do. Hand over all them cameras and hotspot the robber.
Right.
You know what I mean? What else we have?
Got another video.
What I would
Give me some
say.
decent too.
Come on. Let me see what we got.
What I would say is that the police are there to prosecute people and to deal with this situation.
They didn't even turn up to a shoplifting, for God's sake.
And what I would say is not talk down the police, not say there's nothing that can be done, because actually people are being prosecuted, they can be put in prison, and that's what should happen.
Okay, but they're not. We're going to go round in circles. But they're not being. They're not being, Richard. You can keep saying it, but this doesn't ever happen.
To be very serious, Julia, if you're going around
saying,
you think
I'm not serious?
that's just not true.
You think I'm not serious? Do you know how many times I've had to talk about children being killed on the streets of this city? Do you know what I mean? Do you think I'm not serious about this? Do you think I wasn't serious when I texted my daughter last night to check that she was safe because she was late home? Do you think every parent in this city, every parent in this city and a town in this country wasn't terrified out of their bloody wits yesterday that their child wouldn't come home? Everyone's serious about this, apart from the governor, apart from the mayor, apart from the police.
That's total nonsense, Julia.
Really?
Well,
when are you going to do something? Okay, how many teenagers? 16 this year alone in one city. How many before you get serious?
Julia, you can scream at me all you want. What I'm saying is that if people want to stop this, then they have to get in touch with the authorities and ensure that those carrying weapons are dealt with properly by the authorities and prosecuted. Yeah. That's the only way we're going to stop it, is if people speak to other people and pass on that information to the authorities rather than existing aside from that. Well, we have to ensure that people are really engaging with the authorities on it so that action can properly be taken.
Yeah, okay. Well, apologies for shouting, but funnily enough, I feel strongly about this as a parent of a teenager.
So what are they talking about? Let's put the image. Just scroll it back to where two of them is on the screen and leave it paused. What are they talking about?
So she's crying about knife crime and how the streets ain't safe, and how she's got a daughter and she panics every time her daughter's late coming home because of that girl that got stabbed a week ago. So they're saying knife crimes through the roof. Police ain't doing nothing about it. Governments ain't doing nothing about it. And she's screaming and crying that the streets are dangerous and it's not how it used to be. And that's why she's so angry. She's saying all these teenagers are dying. She's like, about 16 teenagers have died in the city in a short amount of time. And yeah, she's crying about it.
And the girl who got stabbed, was she an Israelite or that was a heathen?
She might have been a Hamite. I'm not too sure. But they're saying that she must have tried to defend their friend from her ex-boyfriend, and he stabbed her and she died. So now, while it is, I think it usually happens that whenever men get stabbed up, it's not that big of a deal. There's no uproar. It's just okay. It is what it is. But as soon as they stab a woman, I'm not saying they shouldn't stab nobody, but as soon as they stab a woman, you have these kind of things, and the police want to put things in place and increase the jail time. But when it's black men killing black men, they don't want to increase nothing. It's just this whatever. So now she's on the news crying, saying the streets are dangerous and really what she's saying is these black people are making the streets dangerous.
Right.
That's what she's really saying. So in her mind, she don't care about her daughter coming home. What she's saying is it's always the same black people in the city committing all these crimes, and because it keeps on happening. And when they look at the statistics, soon they're gonna pass new laws in government and so forth, which is gonna work against us, and they do it all the time. So they pass all these new laws in their meetings, and all these laws work against us. So what you'll find is everybody already knows that black people get way longer sentences than anybody else, and then we're more likely to be stopped and searched by the police, and they're gonna play on these things like here. Like while it is all these knife crime things makes the news when it comes to black people, it makes the news. But when that police officer was raping women, that barely made the news, man. When that white police officer stalked that woman, raped her, and killed her, that barely made the news, man. But whenever black people do something, it's front page. It's lucky.
So okay, the knife crime thing is back again. You know, I mean, how it should be. Robin, I just sent an article in that chat. If you could pull it, please.
Come on, sir.
All right. Now, okay, from just being back and forth to UK. Like I've always heard about the knife crime. I think even the brothers, I think Captain Raphael went before and visited. I think it's in Birmingham. It's this big sculpture of like an angel, almost like a man with wings. They say it's supposed to be an angel, and it's made of knives that they seized and people donated, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, can't say what you're talking about. That big angel, and it's made with all knives.
Yeah, all these knives and machetes, and and it was supposed to be something, to go against, but almost to bring awareness, I would say. Almost bring awareness to the whole knife crime situation. I believe this thing is in Birmingham. Is it in Birmingham?
Can't say. I believe it was in the city centre somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Squares.
Right, and it's all made with knives, just like the Game of Thrones chair is made with swords. This thing here is made with knives, and they all, they put all these knives. Robin, I'm gonna just borrow the screen share for a second.
Okay.
I don't know if you're seeing it. You're able to see it?
It's coming through now, so.
Yeah, that's the one. Can't see it.
Yeah, they made this giant thing, and it's made with knives and machetes and swords. I guess that they took from people, you know what I mean, on the street or wherever. And okay, the way they talk about it, you would think that the knife crime is a black problem, and it's really us who's doing it and making it bad. But boy, Robin, please read this article here.
Come on. So I have it up here. Do you want to share it or just read it, sir?
If you could just read it for a second, brother, I appreciate that.
Somali parents in London send their children back to war-torn East African country because they say it is safer than the crime-hit capital.
All right. Now, I want you all to feel this out. In the islands, people send their children to UK and America to get away from the poverty and the violence in the country, right? And they know that if their kids stay there, they will eventually be part of the violence and the gangs and the poverty, right? So really, these Ethiopians and Somalians, they sending their kids away. Why?
What you mean, as in they're sending them back to Somalia?
Yeah, what's the reason they're sending them back?
The reason they're sending them back is because they're saying England's way more dangerous than the war-torn countries. So they're saying there's more war here amongst the knife crime compared to what?
That's what I wanted to examine. Think about it. Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Grenada. Yes, some young child, father in America or the mother in England, and they send the child to come up to a better country. Because if they leave the child there, the child is going to be part of the violence. These Somalians are sending their kids away from London back to Eritrea. Why?
Because when they hear they're going to be part of the violence here,
they're the ones doing the knife crime, not us. We all, Benjamin. Which one of you all ever heard somebody sending the child back from London to Kingston or to Port of Spain or to Grenada because knife crime is so bad in London? Have you ever heard any one of our people sending their children back to the Caribbean because knife crime is so bad? No, them Somalians and them is the ones who doing the knife crime. And I'm not saying that we're not taking part in it. We do, but the vast majority of the knife crime has been them East Africans. Everybody know that, and they're not saying it. But just because of their skin, the colorism again, they blanket it as if it's us. They blanket it as if it's us, when it's always been them. It's always been them. You remember when they had the premiere of Blue Story? Is Blue Story?
Come on.
What was going on with the Pakistanis and the Eastern Africans at every movie theater?
They're fighting each other.
With what?
With machetes.
Oh, okay. It's a black movie, but all the Pakistanis and the East Indians and the East Africans had gang wars with each other and stabbing and chopping each other up at the movie theater. They're the ones who doing the knife crime, not us.
Right.
That's right.
Not us. We busy trying to make peas, bruv. We too busy trying to eat, trying to survive. They get a damn gift to come into the UK after we done built it up, and they want to turn this place into goddamn Mogadishu.
Right.
They want this place to look like Eritrea. It's not us doing the knife crime, it's them. Read the article out.
Islington mayor estimates 2 in 5 Somali families send children.
Wait, hold on. I don't appreciate you leaving out shit and all. I don't appreciate you leaving out nothing.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so no. Where you at? You right under the headline? Okay, read the article. Those are bullet points. I'm talking about read the article. The first line is exactly what I'm saying.
Hundreds of British.
Say it again.
Hundreds.
Say it again.
Hundreds.
Say it again.
Hundreds.
Go ahead.
Of British parents are sending their teenage children back to East Africa to avoid the knife crime epidemic that has struck London and seen 51 murders this year.
So who's doing the knife crime?
Damn.
This is the Daily Mail arc. Rob, man, share the screen and show them if they think we're reading from the Shade Room.
Come on.
Just in case they think we're reading from the Shade Room UK. Show them the article you're reading at.
Come on, sir. Daily Mail.
Go up and show them the Daily Mail on top. Show them the Daily Mail all the way to the top. This is the Daily Mail arc. Now go on down and show them where you're reading from. This is the first line. Hundreds of parents. Hundreds. Not 10, not dozens, not scores. Hundreds. Because the East Africans and the Somalis and the Ethiopians and the Mogadishuans, those are the damn criminals that are doing the vast majority of the knife crime in London. But yet still we get deported. Imagine that. The Home Office deports us. their own parents deporting them. How you like them apples? How you like that, Dungo Bar? That's the Lord for you. The Home Office deports us. Nigga, your parents is deporting you.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all remember Burna Boy? Burna Boy said at a certain time in his young life, he had to leave London and go back to Nigeria to avoid some shit. You remember that? Y'all ain't never seen that interview. He left London and went back to Nigeria to avoid some, some situations. But they like to make it out like we the damn problem, man.
Right.
It's not us, it's them.
Right.
It's them. Go ahead, I'll read, please.
And the teenagers say they feel safer.
Read it again from the top.
Hundreds of British parents are sending their teenage children back to East Africa to avoid the knife crime epidemic that has struck London and seen 51 murders this year. And the teenagers say they feel safer there, despite the Foreign and Commonwealth Office advising against all travel to Somalia and warning against the threat of terrorism across Kenya. One Somali mother, Amina, was interviewed on the BBC's Victoria Derbyshire program and told the harrowing story of how her 15-year-old son was stabbed 4 times just 17 days after he returned from a year-long stay in their homeland.
Now understand this. Anybody, you could go to the next paragraph. Anybody who knows how Ethiopians and Somalians stay. We have a whole Ethiopian community in Washington, D.C. and other parts of America. They form communities by themselves. Just like the Jewish man, just like the Chinese man, just like the Pakistani man. They have their own communities by themselves. So if he comes back after a year, who would know he's back? Them.
Right.
Ain't nobody else gonna know he back. Go ahead.
She said they damaged his bladder, his kidneys, his liver. He's got permanent damage.
Oh. Go ahead.
He was safer there in Somaliland than he was here. 100% more safe than in London.
Listen, we went to London this weekend and was 100% safe.
That's right.
Us, black people, the niggas who you hate, we was 100% safe. Every man, woman, and child was 100% safe. You ain't safe because your people are criminals.
Right.
Your people are violent thugs that need to be deported. That's why you not safe. You not safe. Go ahead.
Last year, the Foreign Office named Somalia the 13th most dangerous country in the world due to its constant threat of terrorism.
Go ahead.
And yet, 2 in 5 Somalian families in London are sending their children home to avoid the knife crime epidemic hitting the capital, according to the mayor of Islington.
All right, then. These are Somalians and them doing it, Doc.
That's right.
This is Somalians and East Africans doing it. This is not us. Robin, let me beg you the screen share. Let me talk like Captain Kraken. Make me beg you the screen share a little bit there. Make me beg you the screen share a little bit there. Yeah, I mean, Karate gonna be back next week. Go all low. You resting up. You know what I mean? Big man thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? These two brothers have always been right hand, left hand to me from day one. Y'all don't know. Karate and Dumgaba was always, whatever you want, so I'm running to get. Whatever you need, I could get. Wherever you need me to be, I'm there. You know what I mean? Always rocking, always rolling. Ain't nothing surprising me with these men. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Listen, London versus Mogadishu, murder rates. Somali parents living in London are sending their children back to their home country, even though the murder rates in its capital Mogadishu are far worse. Based on the most recent data, Mogadishu saw 1,376 murders in 2017, where London saw just less than a tenth of that at 129. So it's 90% less in London, but somehow all the knife crime affecting young Somali boys. Maybe it's y'all who doing it.
Right.
Maybe it's y'all. Let me get some more. With a population of 2.4 million, Mogadishu, with a 2.4 million, Mogadishu's murder rate is 56.75% per 100,000 people, Salaki, per 100,000 people. However, with a population of 8.82 million, London's murder rate is 1.46% per 100,000. 1.46 per 100,000.
Right.
Like, London is what, 4 times bigger? But yet still has 50 times more, 50 times less murder rate than Mogadishu.
Right.
And some of the victims in London is other ethnicities. Meanwhile, in Mogadishu is 90% Mogadishuans, or whatever the hell you call them, damn heathens.
That's right.
And still in a foreign country, you get murdered, you get killed, you get unalived. Knife crime is not a black problem.
Right.
It's an East African problem.
Right.
It's an East African problem. Knife crime isn't a black problem at all. That's an East African problem. While the figures should speak for themselves, past incidents may indicate that young men from East Africa are more at risk for being killed in London. Brother, you gonna tell me the UPK doesn't produce prophets of the Lord? I just found this article by Googling it. I didn't read this article before.
Right. That's heavy. Give it a hand. Damn.
Come on, man. No sign Christ. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with us. But they'll paint us on the news for their political agenda. But that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. Deport them Somalians, man.
Right.
Get them out. Get them out. Let them go back home and do whatever they want to each other. They don't have to terrorize London. Man, this is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And she on TV crying and talking about her daughter. Woman, your daughter's safe. She ain't Ethiopia.
That's right.
Your daughter's safer than safe. Crazy broad, brother. Y'all want to jump in? Please jump in. Come on.
And when you read the last line here, it says one mother, Fasia Abdi, 48, has lost 2 sons and a nephew to stabbings in London in the past 2 years. She needs to ask herself, what was my 2 sons doing, man? What was my nephew doing? That's what she needs to ask herself. They're making out like London's just a city where people just stab you for no reason. It don't work like that, man. You need to find out. You need to find out what are your 2 sons doing and what was your nephew doing, man. Clearly, they was involved in something they shouldn't be involved in. And we live down here. We see, if you go to Newtown, it's full of who? Somalians, man. If you go to Newtown now, it's full of Somalians. There's hardly any niggas there. Nowadays, Somalians are starting to rap and they're trying to behave like the niggas, man.
Right.
And they're running around with all these zombie knives. And the reason you know that most of them are African is why? When you see them on the article, you can tell by the surname, man. Well, it is from the pictures, you might think they're us because everyone tries to look like us and tries to be us.
Right.
But once you see the surname that they have gives it away, man. When they have the name Abdi and all of them kind of names, gives it away, man. That they're not us. But what will happen is what happens is the police just put them all under the code of IC3. So when you hear IC3, you just think, yeah, that's anything black. And then they end up making us be the face of knife crime or whatever. When really, we ain't the main ones doing it, man. I mean, as for Sia Abdi, man, what her 2 sons was getting into, for her to lose 2 sons and a nephew, so you mean to say her 2 sons and a nephew came from a war-torn country and got stabbed for no reason at random? That don't make no sense, man. She needs to ask herself, what was they into? And what was they doing? And what you find is with the African community, they're at war with the African community, man. Most of them that come to these, even the East Indians, most of them that come from abroad to these countries to seek refuge, they was enemies back there, and they bring it into this country, man. What you'll find is most Pakistanis kill each other in England over land in Pakistan, man. Neither of them is in Pakistan, they're in England, but they're killing each other over land in Pakistan.
Right.
And these Africans do the same thing, man. And
Yeah.
then we get the blame for everything. So luck you.
Yep. You so right. And listen, I'll go one further. I bet, brother, they don't want to do the investigation into these knife crimes that continuously involving one group of people. Big up Cole Younger, you so right. Them purple sodomites will take them and say they're Israelites. You so right, brother. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Some dirty Somali, Sulaki, excuse me. Right? They would not do the investigation into these really racial crimes, race-specific crimes, not racial crimes, but they're race-specific, meaning these things only happen amongst this ethnic group. They would not go into it because you will find out that these low-level crimes, which is low-level stabbing, street crimes, have blue-collar implications, meaning this. They're stabbing each other for massive drug deals that went wrong. They're not stabbing each other over a family feud, you know. They're not stabbing each other over land. Why you think it's an epidemic now? Why you think it's such a problem? And why is it only affecting them? Because in England, the heathens bring the drugs in. Right. The heathens bring the guns in. The heathens bring the contraband in. And if bodies is dropping in the streets, it's tied to something higher. That's why they'll never investigate it. But had that been us, oh my gosh, brother, your mother would be answering questions in Scotland Yard. Your father would have to go down there to the to MI5 and disclose everything. Your mother's maiden name, your father's maiden name, where it comes from, because they want to know your whole line. But I guarantee you, brother, if they start really peeling back the root of these things, it's drugs. And it's drugs that's coming into a major city. And, somebody had to go. Somebody got to go. You understand?
Consul.
Go ahead.
It's real heavy when you bring it out how we're the face of everything that's going on wrong in London and in England. We're the face of it. We're the face of knife crime. Meanwhile, it's these East Africans stabbing up everybody, man. Stabbing up themselves. We're the face of drugs. Meanwhile, it's what the Romanians and the Turks bringing in all the drugs, man. We don't have no way we can bring in drugs. We don't have that the connections to import drugs on that level. But we're the face. It's crazy, man. It's like
yeah, you so right, Doc. You so right. We don't have, we don't have what it takes to be so, so connected. We don't have that. You know what I mean?
And what the sister just said right here, she said it has to be just because she ain't seen one Somali working a 9 to 5, man. You come to think of it, I ain't seen one either, man.
Yeah, which one of y'all work with Selassie's son? Which one of y'all ever work with Selassie's son and Fatu Mata? Never. You know what I mean? Never.
Right.
You know what I mean? This thing is deep. The rabbit hole goes deeper, brother. The rabbit hole goes deeper. And you best believe, like Dumgabar said, they're going to use this to pass a law that affects us. Yes, right. And when they done harm us and trodden us underfoot under the guise of knife crime, there'll still be knife crime. And then they'll find some other reason to do it. They'll find some other reason to cover it up. Absolutely insane. You know what I mean? Could we get one more story, or we right over the time? Let's get one more if you all don't mind.
Come on, sir.
Oh, come to.
I have two I can bring up. I got one on Esau complaint. The press have complained about like multiculturalism, and then I have one about Mist. Is it Mist? Getting bit by the dog.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do them two short, quick ones: multiculturalism and mist. You know what I mean? Mist needs to come in the ISUPK, man.
Right.
This country,
Mist needs to come in the UPK, brother. That's all I could say. This is the second video I've seen of him down bad. The first one was in that prison. I don't go if you remember seeing that one.
Come say when he was like, I'm a Muslim.
Yeah, and I think it's them Arabs who was, had him hemmed up. Or them Eastern Europeans. Which one?
I think it was them East Indians that was like, I don't care if you're Muslim.
Yeah, they don't give a damn. And okay, it's damn near. I hate to say it, but that's what happens when you side with the heathens, and he doesn't understand. And once again, this is due to poverty. You growing up poor in Birmingham, in Erdington, had a rough upbringing, lose parents, all of that, and you fall up under these heathens, boy. They're going to use you and milk you for everything they could get from you. They're going to feed you a little bit while they get rich, but they ain't your people, man. They ain't your people. Like these cops supposed to know they can't touch him. You know what I mean? But he hanging with them, so that's what happens. Go ahead.
Come on.
He's not gonna get it. They're gonna bend him, They're gonna bend him.
Pause it. He's yelling, "Get on the floor now." Meanwhile, the dog is on his left hand, and a cup is holding his right hand. How in the fuck he's gonna move? And that whole thing would get on the floor now. Like, why is it escalated that much? I would like to see what happened before. Like, why does it have to be get on the floor now? And once again, these cops, they're failures at life. Most of them, majority of them. You have a handful of ones who's actually sincere, trying to keep some semblance of law and think they're doing the right thing. But majority of them are failures at life, and they just joined the biggest gang they could. Right. And a black man with status intimidates them. You know what I mean? A black man with status absolutely intimidates them in whatever way, form, or fashion. Pull it back to the beginning now. One cop, he sicks the dog on him. He rushes the dog into him.
You must play now?
Please.
Come
Look. Right. He paused it there. Pause. Pull it back and pause it. Pull it back. Right. Not all the way. A little bit forward. Skip a little bit forward. Skip a little bit. A little more. A little more. A little more. A little more. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. All right, right there. So the dog has his left hand, and the cop is clearly holding his right hand. How is he going down on the floor? You saying get down, get down, get down. I don't know. No, I don't know what happened before. Maybe Miss was planning to blow up the London Bridge. Yeah, I mean, maybe the court missed with about 45 AK-47s, and he just shut up Parliament. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's the one that cut with Lee Rigsby and cut the heart out of the soldier. I don't know. But this shit here, brother, I mean, I don't know. Go ahead and play the tape out.
Come on.
No up-downs and dollars on there. What you say, police get you wrapped up on fence. Like, jump on, get recorded, man. Oh, I don't beat him up, man. All right. They can't beat him up. That's fine. Look at the doing, bro. They can't beat him up.
Brother, and that bastard in the car, I guarantee you that's a heathen. I don't think that's a brother. That's some heathen saying, yeah, ain't no Apnas and Carlas. So those who listen, especially the brothers and sisters from America, the Apnas and the Carlas is that's missed terms of endearment for the Pakistani quote unquote brothers and family. You know what I mean? I think Carla is the name for black, right? Black man?
Oh, yeah,
Right? I think Carla is the name for black. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's close to that Carella black breast tax. That Carla thing, it might be, you can check that out. But this year, he always talks about these in his songs. Carlas and Apnas and Gulas and this and that. He really promote the whole, the Paki culture. And none of them was there to help him. And then the heathen in the car clowning him like, yeah, miss, what you got to say now? Ain't no Carlas, this and that. Because as they love you, they hate you.
Right.
As they love how you serve them with the culture and this and that, they hate you.
That's right.
They hate you and they wouldn't help you. Disgusting. Go ahead and jump in, Akim, please.
And you can tell that those are heathens in the car. Why? Because when things like this happen amongst black people, we're so used to police brutality that we don't joke about it. These people in the car, they're not used to it, so it's a game to them. Whereas with us, we still have PTSD from police brutality. So things like this, we ain't gonna laugh about it and say, "Oh, no Apnas and Carlas now." Black people would be more like, "Yo, leave him alone. Get the dog off him. Get the dog off him." Why?
Yep.
Because us as black people, we know the same thing they're gonna do to Miss, they're gonna do to us next week.
Yeah.
So we know.
Right.
We wouldn't joke like that. But when you're a heathen and everything's sweet and you can go to bed at night and don't have to worry about anything, this is what you'll do, man. Like this is a song and a dance for them. This is just some nice scenery for them. Whereas what's going on to Miss right here is every black man's nightmare, man. Because a black man wouldn't laugh at this. Why? Because they know this could be them next week. How much times do we get harassed by the police for no reason? All the time. They tell him to get on the floor. And listen, man, there's about 6 police officers there. You don't have to set the dog on him. Can't 6 of you tackle him to the ground?
Right.
You can tackle him to the ground, man. But you have to set the dog on him and knee him and hit him with whatever and scream, get to the ground. Listen, man, what you want him to do? Go to the ground for the dog to bite his neck. Nah, man.
Right.
He's thinking, you know what? The dog can have my hand because at least I won't die from it. But you're going to get to the ground. All these police is going to put their foot on your neck. The dog's still going to be attacking you. Like, right here, every time you see the policeman and there's videos like this, just know that you're standing in the face of death, man. Because these police don't have no restraint. Listen, about a week or 2 ago, we showed the video with the police officer that was beating up everybody, man. They had him in 3 separate videos, beating people up, man, spraying, macing everybody. And these police get too happy because they got on a badge and a uniform. They think that means they can go and mistreat the public. They go do these jobs and mistreat the public and nothing will come from it. He ain't a threat. Like, they set the dog on him and he's not even running. I'm sure you set the dog on someone when they're running and when they got weapons and so forth. He's just standing there and you're telling him get on the ground. He didn't attempt to run. He ain't even saying nothing. He ain't swearing. He ain't being aggressive or abusive. And you still set the dog on him, man. Listen, you've done the worst thing you could already do to me. There's no point in me going to the ground now. I mean, the worst thing you could do to me is set the dog on me, man. Them old stations are big. And he's gonna go to the ground for the dog to bite his neck. I don't think so.
And Dumgaba, if I could, and I'm glad you brought out that them all stations or what Judah called them, the German shepherds. That's what we know them as. They seem to have been bred to terrorize black people. You understand? It seems like they were absolutely bred, to terrorize black people. Let me just show you this for a second, Bruv. And let me just get the screen share for a second. I have not ever seen a video of or a picture of a different type of dog used to terrorize black people ever.
Right.
Ever. You know what I mean? The scripture said, a wise man is kind to his beast. But brother, I think in the kingdom, this breed gonna have to go with the oppressor.
Right.
This breed gonna have to go with the oppressor just because of what this breed was used for. Look at this right here.
Dumb.
Same way, he holding him so he can't get away, and he allowing the dog to bite him. Let me get some more. Hold on. Oh, same old station or German Shepherd. So it's not surprising to me that you would see that. Look, tear your whole pants leg off. And look in the background, there's more. You see them? And there's a black one here. There's 2 more in the back here. I'm looking for the one with the sisters. They done use them for the sisters as well. Like it's crazy how these dogs have been used to continuously terrorize black people. Continuously. Hold up, look. A whole line of them, brother. The same dog. You understand?
Damn.
This here is a civil rights statue. You understand?
So
even that situation there with Mist, it's so loaded. It speaks volumes. There's a whole lot going on there. And as you say, 6 of them damn cops. One holding his hand, the other one runs the dog straight into him. I mean, and then the damn heathen in the car talking about ain't no packy, ain't no cars, this, that, the other. Ain't no sweat. All Miss had to come and do is sit in class and we're all black in them.
Right.
We're all black, and he'll understand how to handle that situation. He'll know he'll never get in that situation again if you up in here following the culture and the custom and the spirit up in here. In here, there's a spirit that flows through the school from the front door to the back door. And if you in that spirit, you will be marked safe. You'll be protected by the Most High. You're gonna be successful. You gonna listen. This ain't a bed of roses. You're gonna have your bumps and bruises, but not like people in the world.
That's right.
Not like them.
Right.
You come in here and you buck against that spirit, and you figure, you big King Tut, you're gonna have something to deal with these oppressors. You know what I mean? You're gonna have something to deal with these oppressors, boy. That's crazy. It's crazy. That's what he gets with the Arknans and Collars. That's what happens. And the heathen is going to be there laughing at you. I'm angry about this shit. They're there laughing at you. Laughing. Yeah, you need to find the school. And every brother who out in the streets and doing anything in the streets of UK, you need to find the Israelite school of I.S.U.P.K on the command journey, YAHANNA, man. Go find Captain Karathia, go find Officer Dumgaba, Officer Shamgar. Go find them brothers. Go find Tizapin and Raban in Manchester. Go find Ariala and Radayala in Leicester and Mawasa in Gloucester and Hakayan down there in Croydon. Go find them men all over the UK and wear out their doorstep and learn from those men so you don't end up on your knees with some nasty dog biting you and some devil over you saying get down, get down. You could be in a castle with the same devil serving you. And you telling him when to bring the food and when to hold it back, and this is not cooked good enough, go back and do it again. You could be there. You know what I mean? So that is it. We got there. I think we right over the time. We had what, 11:25 now?
Come sir.
I think we right about good day in Oakia. How y'all feeling about it?
I could go. I don't know. I could go for a few. Whatever you ready, other one.
You see, Raban, that's what happened now. Raban, now we introduce him to some work. You don't want to stop working. You just want to keep working. Yeah, man. I think we're gonna call it off. We're gonna call it off for them. Tonight it was a good show. I know everybody, just settling back in after a monster weekend, running up and down the UK, and we still got more of the UK to show. Big up, Commanding General YAHANNA, brother, hardest working man in Israel, always rocking and rolling. I want to say to Walla, to Commanding General YAHANNA for organizing this trip, putting it on, having the vision for it. He said it to me. I was like, okay, so we're gonna go find a castle. I didn't know we would have been this successful, but he said it months ago. I'm talking months. And he said that's what he wants, that's what he's seeing. He needs to have this done. You know what I mean? Big up to him for having the vision for it as always. And also all the generals and the captains who came through. It means a lot to the UK camp. I have the pleasure of, sitting with the generals one-on-one. You know, one of my first set of classes coming into the truth was with Commandant General YAHANNA, you know what I mean, and General Mahima and General Mayat. I learned at their feet. And I know the importance of it. I know the blessing of it to have, and to have those brothers and the rest of the captains who you all know, Naya Thak, Sir General Q, General Katham, ain't no joke either. You know, General Haas, you know, Captain Naya Thak, Captain Akkad coming through. You know, Officer Natazab from Detroit. Give Natazab a hand, brother. Natazab, you know what I mean? He got a little jammed up, plane delayed, shift flight. He made it to the castle with about 25 or 25 minutes to go, running up that castle hill, boy. Running up that castle hill like a good, solid, loyal soldier, all the way from Detroit, rocking with Hadayala and Laban and them brothers over there. Big up Natazab coming through, man. I appreciate you all coming through. I know for the whole UK, you know what I mean? I know everyone appreciate everything, you know, just having hosts, being able to host you all on this side is definitely done something for the Spurs of the UK. Right. You know, on behalf of the UK, I want to say Thawada to Command General YAHANNA, the generals, all the captains, all the officers, all the sisters that came through, and the kids. It was a pleasure having you all, and you know, the shit felt, you know, it felt short at the end of it. It felt like we could have just kept going for about 2 more weeks. Right. We could have kept going for about 2 more weeks with you all being here. But no, don't worry about it. We're going to work on it for the next one, Lord Allah. Just wait on Commander General YAHANNA, you know what I mean, seeing what he want to do. And we're going to work on it again and get up and running. So it was an absolute monster weekend. Definitely appreciate it. And, you know, again, congratulations to the newly raised officers. Captain Karafia. Captain of 10,000, you're heavyweight now. You're heavyweight now. You know what I mean? Officer Hakayan, you're heavyweight now. Officer Mawasa and Sister Sha'ara. I mean, goddamn, it's about time to get hell. I'm tired of calling you the other damn name. Now give Sister Shara. Hell, I had to put the Raphael twisters out all the way. Come on, let's get this name for the sister, brother. It was all the way right. Congratulations to Zapagwana and his lovely rib, Shara Pa. You know, expecting the Lord and bless them, man. You know, I think the Zapagwan might be Ephraim Rabban. The way he named baby, brother, goddamn. Between him and Karathia, we had the whole tribe in our. We had the whole nation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so it was outstanding. It was right. It was you know, it was beautiful. It was all the way right. It was brotherhood and sisterhood all the way through. Whatever, you know, little bumps we meet with the hotel and the transport, that shit, it was like it was nothing. You know what I mean? So I would do it all over again, man. It was so right. It was so right, this trip right here. Don't forget, all zones closing on the Feast of Tabernacles tomorrow, 7 p.m. in your zones. We're going to be doing it right here in the UK. 394 Lodge Road. Come on down, bring your family. All Israelite born welcome. Come on down, come check it out. We're going to be holding down this truth, man. I.S.U.P.K. 1969, under Commandant General YAHANNA. We holding down this thing for our King Christ in the name of the Most High, man. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
It seems like we're done.
Chemistry cards. Yeah. Are the matrix? Sham cheesy. Haratia. When me say U.P.K, UK. Well, anyway. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pan we head pan the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends, but we die out and more dead pan the ends. Where me come from, you lucky if you live long day in a the war zone, but I no Pakistan, a the place where you juvenile a the big man. Pray for you do time, brother, pick one. one, yo. Man a fi bleach, but I never zone. A the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them response. You we dead if you a Christian, devil them strong. Me say, but it's a trick done. Them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me kill a them where they a London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. I see him struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way I go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance. Hey, boom. We there a whole a rem span the ends. Me and me dog them a whole a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress span we head span the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends, dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends, but we die out and more dead body then. Once upon a time round ya so did nice, full of vibes, man a play football, choose a side. If I no football, you like go shoot your dice. But everything change when me nigga lose him life. Who for crime? A certain black coffee gets scrutinized. Check every taxi on the route I drive, then you to ride them to connive. Man have to sleep at the and shoot a night. And watch your head back, you never know who for time round ya no safe again. Watch out for the hater them and the traitor them and the fake friend dog the acre tens. No solution for make amends. Babylon says ceasefire, but we nah no fate na them a sake of them. Make the crime rate so great again. And Jamaica red hot like the equator belt of Jamaica bread. Cause you never break no red. With the ghetto youth them you send the Terminator them dad. So man a fi wall a rem span the ends. Me and my dog them a wall a med span the ends. Every man ya so lose friends span the ends. Torment Babylon a put stress pa we head span the ends. We feel this span the ends. Every man a try be the next span the ends dog. We fly out and one bend span the ends. But we die out and more dead span the ends. Lucky if you live long, they in a the war zone. But an upper Pakistan is a place where you're juvenile a the big man. Pray for you do time, brother, pick one dad. Man have to bleach, but I never zone. A the 6 pants and the rifle with kickstand. Quick answer to enemy, them respond. You be dead if you a Christian, devil in strong. Hey. A trick done. Them one we fall down in a the quicksand. Me kill a them where they a London, England. Teach me say the white man him is a trickster. The same struggle man a face in a Kingston. A same struggle them a face in a Trinidad. All the way I go to Birmingham, Brixton. The link strong, it no matter what the distance.
Chemistry cards.